Welcome to the 611 Films YouTube channel. We are back in 99 and we're talking about Cruel Intentions.
Cruel Intentions.
My name is David Groves, one of your hosts, and with me as always,
Neil McKay. What's going on? How many? I should have counted before we. What are we on? Like 30? We've done about 30 of these.
Yeah.
We are out of our minds.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
We are obsessed with this year of movies, and we're just keep going through them.
Keep going through them. I know. I love it. I mean, it's a great, and we're not even close to being done. I mean, there are so many other 99 movies.
Of big time, big hitters.
You know, I think we might change it up a little bit just to start off, just telling people that watch this, like we kind of did the American thing when we started, like American Pie, American Beauty, and then we kind of did like it's horror or it's sci-fi and that. And I think now we're just gonna just rattle off, and it might be a comedy. It could then jump to horror. It could be a prestige film. It could be this. It's just we're just gonna go all over the place.
There is no rhyme or reason to. We just decided to do this movie yesterday, so there you go.
Right, exactly. I was even gonna say and it's got a great spoof from Not Another Teen Movie, which we just did.
I know.
She's All That and Friday Night Lights.
Here's another clip of Not Another Teen Movie. Insert here. This is again. I mean, I think this and She's All That were like the two big, I feel like, movies that like the plot at least of Not Another Teen Movie was based around. So this is, as we said in the 10 Things I Hate About You one, this was another one of these like teen modernized. This is like. I can't speak French, but the whole French play that Dangerous Liaisons was based off of,
which was a
play
movie
or book.
Book with
Malkovich and Michelle Pfeiffer and Glenn Close and Uma Thurman and Keanu Reeves were in this. Like that was a star-studded cast,
right?
And that was fun to kind of like go back and go, oh, okay, so like Ryan Phillippe is the Malkovich role, and then Sarah Michelle Gellar is the Glenn Close, and then Selma Blair is the Uma Thurman.
Okay, yeah.
But it was just kind of like, oh yeah, they did a pretty. I mean, it's been forever. I had to like kind of recap off of like Wikipedia, but it's forever since I saw the '80s movie. But the Cruel Intentions was a pretty good, like, I don't know, modernization, like with a teen thing. Like they kind of made it, instead of like a sword fight at the end, it's like a car accident kind of. You know what I mean? It's like so. They kind of did.
They did their own thing, and as good as that could be. It launched a lot of careers. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Sarah Michelle Gellar was already known, but I mean, this was kind of like I believe Reese Witherspoon's like kind of big, like where she became. This in Election, right?
She did Fear. Right before, and then there's Election.
Well, there was like she did that movie with Kiefer. I knew who she was with that movie with Kiefer Sutherland. It was like The Big Bad Wolf. What was that? Freeway? Was that what it was? Highway or something?
Yeah, Highway, Freeway. Yeah, Freeway.
It was like
right?
like another modern day kind of big.
Throw it on the screen.
Yeah, we'll put it up. But it's like that was kind of a wild movie. But like I knew who she was. But this was kind of the movie that made her like this in Election. I think made also in '99. Yeah. Made her like a household name. I feel like this movie now, 20-some years later, is more remembered for like the kiss, like the Selma Blair, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
That's it, dude. Yeah,
it's all about the kiss, man.
It's all about the Selma Blair. That kiss again, spoofed with Not Another Teen Movie, which was also hilarious. I think I did actually go with friends to see. I was still in high school because this came out like springtime. Saw this with friends or whatever, and I was just like. Okay. I don't know. I don't know I mean, I think it was fun, but at the same time, I don't know what it was about it that I just didn't love. I was just like, it's kind of cool. It's interesting, but I don't know. It was it's not really my taste, I guess is what I would say.
Yeah.
I'm more of an action thriller horror guy. And this, I mean, again, it's funny when you think about going to the theater with people, like nowadays it's always they're on their phone and they're texting. And even though it's like, stop doing that, try to get rid of your ADHD for a little bit. We were still able to watch it, but I left the theater being like,
I think I overall enjoyed it, but I did feel like the Sarah Michelle Gellar character got a little old, and I know Ryan Phillippe's character has an arc in it, but like the two of them were
Sarah Michelle Gellar was the standout, I would say, for sure.
Oh, but she was just like, I don't know, like she just kind of got under my, like, maybe that was the point, but like she just got like, oh my God, like this just felt very like repetitive. Like, I get it, you're a bitch, like enough.
Well,
like,
yeah, I feel you on that. I think the thing that got me was more or less the love story. I didn't buy it, even though it was all kind of sort of made up. The plot idea would be that he's trying to get with this girl and see if he can, she's a virgin. Now let's see if he can sleep with her. And then at the end, I got feelings for you for real. Like that stuff didn't really.
But I don't know. I felt like that was like more engaging than like the two of them at the beginning. And I know he has like Ryan Phillippe's character has an arc, where he changes. But the two of them at the beginning, like the scheming and stuff, I was just like, I can't do an hour and a half of this. So please, and then so I'm glad it like changed because it was just like the two of them. You could see it when you watch the trailer. And they're just so like full of themselves,
right?
And I was just like, it's after like 10 minutes of it, I was like, I want to blow someone's brains out. But so but
I think you got I got.
I was like, I'm glad it changed. Like,
I'm getting more of a kick out of Sarah Michelle Gellar. Didn't really buy the love story, and then the ending itself. It's just like the whole like I gotta do the whole run to the airport, run to the train station, whatever, and get hit by a car and die and all that stuff. I'm just like, it's very obviously in that Shakespearean tragedy kind of thing way. I was like,
then spoiler alert, you're not gonna like that. I mean, I think like everybody dies in the original like play or I keep saying play in the book, like the I mean, it's like it's heart wrenching. Like everybody's cheating on everybody and everyone kills themselves and dies or gets sick and I mean, it's just like. The only person I think that lives is like in the book. It's like the Sarah Michelle Gellar character whose reputation is ruined because like they get like beyond the grave, they get their revenge or
right,
whatever it is.
It had a lot of I did the Wikipedia thing too, and it had a prequel and a sequel and a musical and all this stuff I've never even heard of. I mean, and again, we kind of come back with these teen movies. The biggest thing in the world is the Verve Bittersweet Symphony, the song. Every time that was ever on the radio, you think of the ending to Cruel Intentions.
So this was the thing, and I didn't because now we said like she's all that, and then that song,
right?
Kiss Me,
Kiss Me,
and then Varsity Blues, like There Goes My Hero, Foo Fighters. I remember like the Verve Bittersweet Symphony being its own thing. Like that was a huge song in the late '90s, but I didn't even realize that was associated with Cruel Intentions because I just assumed it was its own big hit. So I actually don't think of that song, this movie with that song because it just became its own, like a life of its own. It just became huge.
I think it was huge, I guess, because the ending of the movie uses it so well. I mean, it is kind of a fun, poppy, kind of artsy, British, that song that sort of ends the movie. And I mean, again, like for the years leading up to like not listening to a radio in a car or anything like that, every time that popped up, it was like, Cruel Intentions. But I could see, I don't know if that song came out prior to the movie or what.
I mean, it's just funny, like recollections, because in my little bit of research, I saw like, oh yeah, this must have been like where that song got started or popular, but it's just, I mean, and maybe at the time, like I was the same way. I was like, oh, that's the song from Cruel Intentions. But today, like until a couple days ago, I never associated that song with that movie. I just was like, that was it was just a huge song back then,
right? Guys, thanks so much for watching this episode of Back in 99. And if you liked it, like it. Give it a like. Subscribe, comment. Do all that stuff. Do all that stuff. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. Later.